You sit down to write. The world around you quiets, and for a moment, it's just you and the page. There's a sense of anticipation, a hope that today will be the day the words finally flow. The cursor blinks on a blank page, a tiny, insistent heartbeat. It's a silent invitation, but also a challenge, daring you to begin. You have a story to tell, characters you know, and an idea that matters deeply. You've carried these pieces with you, turning them over in your mind, waiting for the right words to bring them to life. But the words won't come. The silence is loud, and the blinking cursor feels like judgment. Each second that passes seems to amplify your uncertainty. Doubt creeps in. Maybe you're not a real writer. Maybe you've lost it. Maybe you never had it to begin with. The inner critic grows louder, feeding on your hesitation. For many women, this voice of doubt is especially loud, echoing a world that questions our story's worth. It's not just your own voice, but the echo of 1,000 others, past and present. The blank page becomes a mirror for our insecurities. It reflects not just our fears about writing, but deeper questions about whether our voices matter. But here's the secret. That stuck feeling isn't about talent. It's not a sign you're not meant to write, or that your story isn't worth telling. Writer's block is usually a technical problem, a sign something's off in your story's structure. It's a clue, not a verdict. Often it means your story needs a new angle or a missing piece. It's not a personal failing. It's not a reflection of your worth or your ability. So let's take a breath. Let's give ourselves permission to pause, to regroup, to approach the page with fresh eyes. Let's be gentle detectives, not harsh critics. Our job is to investigate, to ask questions, to be curious about what's missing. Instead of forcing words, let's look at our story with curiosity. What's really holding us back? What's the question we haven't asked yet? We'll examine the bones, the scaffolding. We'll look for the gaps, the places where the story needs support. When the words stop, it means the river's dammed somewhere. The flow is blocked, but it can always be restored. Our job is to find the blockage and gently clear it away. Sometimes all it takes is a shift in perspective or a moment of kindness toward ourselves. The blank page isn't your enemy, it's just a puzzle waiting for you to solve. And with patience, curiosity, and a little self-compassion, you'll find your way through. Writing a story is like building a house. You need a blueprint, not just a pile of ideas. Without a clear plan, even the most creative vision can collapse under its own weight. Just as an architect wouldn't start construction without a detailed drawing, a writer shouldn't dive in without a roadmap for their story. Writer's block is standing in your half-built house, unsure where the next wall goes. You can see the potential, but you're lost in the chaos, surrounded by half-formed rooms and missing doors. We often mistake our vivid ideas for a plan, but a story needs structure. What happens first, what happens next, and why it matters. It's not enough to have great scenes or characters. You need to know how they fit together, like beams and bricks in a sturdy house. When that sequence is unclear, we get stuck. The story stalls and frustration sets in. The good news? The solution isn't more inspiration. It's stepping back to see the big picture. Sometimes you need to pause and look at your story from a distance, like an architect reviewing blueprints before building. Shift from artist to architect. Grab a pencil and paper. Start sketching out the framework, not just the details. Ask practical questions about your story's foundation. What's the core conflict? What must happen for the story to move forward? Where are the weak spots? This is a skill, not magic. Anyone can learn to build a strong story with practice and patience. Next time you're paralyzed, reframe. It's not "I can't write." It's "my story's blueprint needs work." That shift in mindset is powerful. This takes the pressure off you and puts it on the story. A puzzle to solve, not a personal failing. You become an empowered problem solver, not a victim of writer's block. You're in control of the process. The void becomes a set of plans needing a little redrawing. Every draft is a chance to improve the design. You are the architect. You have the power to fix it. Let's get building. One line, one plan, one story at a time. Let's diagnose where your story's structure is hurting. The beginning, the middle, or the end. Does your story start with a true inciting incident, or are you lost in backstory? The middle often stalls when the central conflict or stakes aren't clear. What does your character want, and what's in her way? The ending gets fuzzy when you don't know the specific event that resolves the story's main question. Pinpoint the pain. Is your start unclear, your middle muddled, or your ending vague? Once you know, you can target your fix. Don't tackle the whole thing, just the part that hurts. Once you spot the problem, apply a simple fix. For a weak beginning, write one sentence describing the inciting incident. Then write just that scene. If you're lost in the middle, define the stakes. What's the best and worst that could happen to your character? Make it specific. For an unclear ending, decide on the final image or action. What's the last thing the reader sees? These small steps create clarity and get the story moving again. You don't need to rewrite everything. Just focus on the next right piece. With structure clear, the words will start to flow. You're not lost. You're following a new map. Every fix is progress. Keep moving forward, one scene at a time. The most important advice for any writer, whether you're just starting out or have years of experience, give yourself permission to write a terrible first draft. Let go of the pressure to be brilliant right away. No one writes a perfect manuscript on the first try, not even the authors you admire most. The first draft is for you, not the reader. It's your space to explore, experiment, and even make mistakes. Use the structural fixes to get the bones in place. Beautiful prose comes later, after you know what you're really trying to say. Don't let perfectionism stop you from moving forward or expressing your ideas. Writing is messy, and that's normal. Embrace the chaos. Creativity thrives in it. When you're stuck, step away, take a breath, and let your mind wander for a while. Then return as a curious architect, not a doubting writer. Approach your work with fresh eyes and curiosity. Ask yourself, is my beginning clear? Are the stakes high enough to keep readers engaged? Do I know my ending? Sketch answers, jot down ideas, and let your outline evolve. Don't worry about making it pretty. Find clarity first, polish later. Then write just the next thing. Trust the process and believe in your story's potential. You have the right to tell your story, and it matters. Writer's block is a sign to look closer, not to stop. It's an invitation to dig deeper. The world needs your voice, so keep building, sentence by sentence, and let your words grow stronger with each draft.